and I'm gonna kind of start over again here in a minute, but you always want to go between the fingers, go around the wrist before you go to the next finger. And there's just a little bit left here. Bring that hand in just slightly, and just let that pinky relax just a little bit. So I won't be able to finish that finger, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this one up here, like so.
And that
always
sticks
going
to itself?
around. It will, yeah. So there'll be a pattern of kind of crisscrossing each way. When you start a new roll, in your first roll, you're actually going to start very lightly around the wrist, and you just allow the kind of the bandage to kind of be caught by the next layers, just to hold it in place. You cross over the knuckle and then around. You start kind of close to the knuckle, and then you work your way towards the tip, and you can finish really kind of before you get to that last little knuckle there.
Oh, I see.
And then you just go back down towards the web or towards the knuckle. I'm going to relax that finger just a little bit. And then you cross over the knuckle, wrap around the wrist, and then you can go to the next finger, whichever one that is.
Okay.
Now this one right here, I can see I can see some skin. So I'm going to come back, and I'm just going to cover literally just right at the base of this finger.
I can see why you do this instead of the patient, because I'm already going, oh my God, I can't do this myself.
Yeah. So if you can avoid doing it yourself, I think the better. I'm just going to go around and just go through this web. It'll catch that one bandage that wants to be loose, plus it'll give you a little bit of extra compression right there. Now make a fist for me. Good. And now what I'm looking is to see, do I have pretty good skin coverage, and I do. So this is actually all I need. So I'm just going to reuse the rest of this little bandage just to give a little bit of extra coverage in a few spots. Doesn't really matter where. Okay, you can pause that. So let's just back up for just a minute and say what we've done so far. So the first thing that we did is we just applied some lotion to the entire arm, and you could give it a generous amount. It doesn't have to soak in. And then we put on what we call our stockinette. And the stockinette, on one end I've cut a little hole in it for the thumb so that the thumb can go through. And that's what this is right here. Okay. Next is the finger bandages. And now we're going to apply the padding. Okay? Now with the padding, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it so that it can go through the thumb area. If I wanted, I could also put a little hole in the padding, but I've just chosen not to. Catch that little corner. And now I'm going to go down to the base of the thumb. So the first layer goes through the kind of what we call the web space of the thumb, and then the second layer goes right to the base of the thumb here. After that, it's fairly easy. I'm just literally am rolling it out where I cover approximately half of the last layer. Okay? If you give me a punch in the belly. Go ahead and make a fist and punch real hard.
I look like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
I'm going to let you rest back down again. Now I'm going to want to complete this area here, but I need scissors. So I'm going to just tuck that in because I need to take a little break, and you can pause. Short stretch bandages, and it's easier to roll the bandage out if the roll or the barrel is above the end, okay? If it's this way, it's a little harder to have it roll out, okay? So you want to flip it this way. I want to start at the wrist, and I'm going to cover about half of the last bandage. And I'm going to roll down first to the base of the thumb, and then this next layer I'm going to actually go through the web space of the thumb. Okay?
That's good.
A
Kind of
little
crowded.
bit of a fold there, and I'm going to actually put just a little bit of stretch there. The bandage is known to have what they call a memory, so if I stretch it in a certain spot, it'll give a little more pressure there compared to elsewhere. So I will stretch it. This time around I'm putting the little kind of fold on the opposite side so it doesn't get too thick. And keep that hand nice and wide, real wide. This is my third layer. Down to the base. So between the base and the web, and this is 4. And I could do up to 5 layers, but I think I'll just try it at 4 since it's day 1 and see how that goes. And then if we need a little more pressure at the hand, then the next time she comes in I'll add a 5th layer to it. Piece of tape. And what I like to do is just put a little tab in it so it's a little easier to take off later. And now here's number 2. Again, we're going to have it where the barrel is up, but this
one's
time
wider.
it is a little wider. Yeah, this is they're each, the first 3 are each a little bit different widths. This one I'm going to actually flip it around and turn it in the other direction. They say that with the layers, that if you change the directions, it gives a little more tensile strength to it of the bandage. Okay, now give me a nice punch in the belly. It's your only opportunity to get back at your therapist for doing this to you.
I have a feeling this is going to be uncomfortable.
Okay, I don't think so. I think it's going to feel supportive to
Okay.
you. Okay, now I'm going to have you lean towards me and let that elbow bend just a little. Perfect.
Do you just put plastic over it to shower?
Yeah. Or you know what works great if you can find one is like those bags for umbrellas that are wet,
Okay.
or possibly even something which I think you could probably find like at a grocery store or something like that. Yeah, that would probably work real well. And rest back down again. How's it feeling? It's
I
snug?
feel it.
Okay. What's going to happen is that as your swelling goes down, that this will loosen up on you. So the tightest it is right now. And then it's probably even within an hour, it's not going to feel as tight to you.
Okay.
Now lean towards me, bend that elbow a little bit. Good. At the elbow, I try to kind of make it almost like spokes of the wheel, knowing that she needs to bend.
Thank you.
Try to get way up high. Okay, now I'm going to have you rest that right there.
It'll be a one-fingered plugger.
You won't be able to write much down, will you? All right, I'm going to put just a couple extra pieces of tape here so that if you need to, you can take it off, or, you know, like take this final layer off. Like if it feels like, oh, it's too tight, and then you only have, you know, one layer off and you still have a good bandage here, okay? But if you can, I want you to go ahead and leave this on too.
Till Monday.
Until Monday. Okay, nice, good punch. I'm going to change my direction again. I think I'm going to put just a little piece of tape here, just since it is the outer bandage, we don't want to have it come loose on you. Okay, give me a nice good punch. Punch hard. Good. And let's let that elbow bend a little bit. There we go. Keep your punch. A little bit snugger.
I'm wondering if my shirt is gonna fit over this.
Ooh. You might have to go out with your jacket on. Or where are you going after this?
I'm going
Alright,
home.
Good, okay. I'm gonna have you just, I'm gonna fold that just so that it's somewhere where she can reach it. I'm gonna have you just hold your finger right here for me. There we go. At home, if you need to, you can just use regular masking tape. And I'll tell you, you might need it because this is not feeling very sticky at all.
I have the plastic dressing tape. It's like that, but it's got little webs in it.
Okay, yeah, because this doesn't, yeah, that is not sticky. And you can go ahead and stop that. I think we got